the negatives. All right, so for the negatives, you have a negative. Everything you need to remember this. Everything is basically is and can be written as a fraction. So even whole numbers, we can write them as a fraction. So even when you have 8 is equal to 8 over 1, write as a fraction. So everything is a fraction. We just don't write it as a fraction because 8 is more simplified than 8 over 1. So we write, but technically it's 8 over 1. Okay, I need you to remember that. Now, when you have negatives, this is why it's important. When you have negatives make you switch the location. So if you're the numerator, you become the denominator, you become the numerator. So here you switch the location from numerator, from the top one. Yeah. It's plugged in. So if you're at the top, then you're at the down, then you go up. So on the ones you do today, you'll see, I hope you can see like how you can simplify it, so you don't have to write every single thing out. But when we get to we'll need to write so that it doesn't confuse you. After you get the hang of it, you'll kind of see the pattern. So let's do this example. So let's say 0 times g negative 2 and h 3. So we will by tomorrow all the. So when you see w to the 0, what do you need to know what that means? If it's w to the 0, it equals to 1. The whole thing is not 1, it's 1. So here I write 1. Now, do you see how g? That means it switches. Here it's at the top, so you're going to switch. Because it's a negative, it goes to the bottom. So that'd be g times g at the bottom. That doesn't mean it switches because it's already down. If it's positive, it stays where it's at. So this one's positive, so it stays where it's at. So it's going to be h times h times h. You only switch it if it's negative. So that simplifies to 1 over g times g is g squared, and h times h times h is h cubed. That's what you're doing. That's a 2. It looks like a 3, but it's a 2. So we're going to talk more about the negatives tomorrow, but you just need to remember they switch. Yeah, that's a 1. It's a of 0, so what I'm going to do right now is give you one last example on 78. Well, I gotta fix my numbers. I guess I'll stop recording.